Oh, it's 10:30.
The term this year is in.
Wow, it comes up quick, doesn't it?
That's what the country
Yeah,
is.
I see you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch anything, please. I don't mean that, because we have problems. Thank you.
Sensitive to the.
Yes, yes, it's what I hope. Thank you. Sorry.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm especially glad to see some visitors this morning who brighten up our children's room in the back. So welcome, Alan. I'm Abby Thompson, president of the fellowship this year. It looks like this will be our last day in November together. The next Sunday is the first in December. Hope you're all enjoying this sort of middle of the fall. Come, whoever you are, holding various beliefs, whatever your skin color, whatever your age or gender identity, whatever your abilities, whomever you love. You are welcome in the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Statesboro. You are welcome in this, our religious home. And I have already extended a warm welcome to some guests we have. I think that's it for us this morning. Y'all know one another today. If you aren't aware, the offertory later in the service will be shared with our board right there is incorrect. I wrote it wrong, but that's because I mistakenly wrote the wrong title for the UU Service Community Organization.
Committee is called UU Service Committee.
Thank you.
UU Service.
And I brought the website has a great wealth of information about the program we're helping this month. It's called Guest at Your Table, which is similar to but it's not exactly the same thing. So I wanted to make sure I clarify that Guest at Your Table is an annual generational program that's used to raise support and awareness about human rights issues within our community and abroad. So some of the help that we are supporting actually benefits communities outside of our country. So I invite you to go online if you would like. This year they have a 50th anniversary celebration, and there are 4 new guests at the table, and we've expanded them to include groups outside of the what they have in the past. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I invite you to go check it out. Now I'll invite you to join with me in our congregational affirmation.
Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Now I'm happy to welcome Jane.
Thank you. So good to be back here in the pulpit in Statesboro. We're going to begin in the way we usually begin, with the lighting of our chalice, which is the symbol of our religious heritage. And before we do that, I'm going to add on to what Abby has just told you about the UU Service Committee. How we got our chalice to begin with, why that became our symbol, was during World War II. Back then, the Unitarian Service Committee, it's before we were Unitarian Universalists together, but the Unitarian Service Committee was trying to get packages and other things to help the people, the refugees during the war, and help the people over in Europe and England. And they were sending stuff over, and of course, they had to be very careful about, it was sort of all secretive about trying to get the help to them, that they needed. And so they were doing that, and someone suggested, well, it would be easier for us to know this was you. Oh, I see Matilda coming in, Elena, so we've got another little girl coming in. I said we'd have another child. All right, listen to my story. I hope she'll come in and sit on the front row with you. So anyway, the person said, this will be much easier for us to know it's you and not have to check the package and go into it and everything. No, it's if you had some little logo or symbol, something on there so we knew it was from the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee and we could know that it was safe and that we could pass it on to the people that need it. So they hired an artist, Hans Dietrich, and he came up with the idea of a chalice with a flame, because what that symbolizes about shining your light and helping others. And that was the symbol at first, the chalice and the flame that was put on those packages as the Unitarian Service Committee helped those folks. Now, we're still helping refugees all over the world and other people too with the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. That's why we asked if you got $1 or $2 extra, put some in the plate today. But then, so it was just a symbol on the envelope, on packages. It wasn't a real chalice. But this is a grounds up thing. Some of the Unitarian churches says, well, let's bring in a champagne glass and put a candle in it. And that can be our chalice. And that's the way they started. They had champagne glasses with little candles in them. Some of them still use that. And then some people decided, well, let's start making some special chalices that churches can buy and have in their churches. And now just about every Unitarian Universalist congregation lights a chalice at the beginning of the service. And when Greg and I were over in England and visited Unitarian churches over there, it caught on over there too. And they all have chalices that they light. So this is done really all over the world now in Unitarian and Universalist and Unitarian Universalist congregations. And we're going to light this now and share our chalice reading. Now, I decided to do that. That's impromptu because of what you did, so you have a little more understanding of this particular organization and give us some money. So, what are we going to say? This is our chalice of love and light, uniting us all by day and night. Martha, would you see if she might like to come hear the story?
Yes, I will, yes.
That's
She was waiting for her dad.
Thank you. I'm going to I'm going to say a note because Mo is not here this morning. I'll give you a note, and then we're going to sing Rise Up the Flame. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. And now while you're up, you can turn around and greet your neighbors.
Greetings, good to see you.
How are you?
Oh, that's right. So how are you? Well, boxes are not being
You got to go
boxes are not being
I know.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you.
I just found it again.
Okay, now's the time for our story. If your children want to come sit on the front row, they can see the pictures better. Or you can sit on the floor if you want to. All right. So, Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving week. You want to sit up? Just sit on the floor, Elaine. It's fine. Okay. This is Thanksgiving week. Okay, I can see you down there. And so I've got a Thanksgiving story for you. And it's just called I Am Thankful. Are all of you thankful? It's good to be thankful, isn't it? Yes, of course. So here's the story. There is no school today. Hooray! I am thankful that I can stay in bed. How many of you like that when there's no school? Yes, and you can stay in bed, yes. Pop wakes me up anyway. We have a lot to do. I am thankful Pops lives with us. I think Pops must be the granddaddy because he's standing there with a cane like I have to use occasionally if my foot hurts me. Today is Thanksgiving. First, we help Mom make pies. She's making those pies. Not like those pies we had last night, Alex and Elaine. I bought them at the grocery store. She's making them. That's really good. Pops chops apples. I peel sweet potatoes. Sweet potato pie is my favorite. Next, we head to the firehouse. Dad has to work today. Now, everybody doesn't get off on Thanksgiving Day, do they? People that work at some jobs, like firefighters, they have to go to work in case there's a fire. I am thankful for what my dad and his crew do to keep us safe. We help the firefighters. I peel more potatoes. They're probably going to have a meal at the firehouse, too. Soon it is time for our town's turkey trot. I think we had one in Statesboro yesterday. Did any of y'all did you trot with the turkey trot? Anybody? No, none of us were trotters. Some people walk, some people run. We still all have fun. I run by Pops. He cheers for everyone. It starts to drizzle. I slip on some wet leaves and fall. Another runner helps me. We finish the race. I am thankful for my new friend. Pops and I head home. And now they didn't say they won the race, Alec, but they finished it. Kind of like we finished Candyland. It's what matters most is paying attention and following the rules and finishing it, right? My cousins are here. The whole family will play football after we eat. I hope they're careful. We do this every year. It's a tradition they have. For now, we kids practice. It's touch football. They don't tackle. Oh no, it starts to pour. We go inside. We watch football and play games. It is cozy and warm. More family will arrive. Wow, look at all that family. It gets very loud and a little crowded. I check on great grand. That's great grand. Y'all have a great grand? Who's your great grandmother? Me, yeah, you got one in North Carolina. Okay, I check on great grand. She sits on her chair by the window. She likes the quiet. We great grandmothers like it to be quiet sometimes. Great grand points outside. The leaves go round and round. They dance in the wind. She always spots something special. I am so thankful for great grand. It is time to eat. Everyone takes a seat at the table. We settle down. We are thankful for the tasty food. We are thankful for everyone at the table. What are they having? Turkey, yes. We had good turkey last night at our house. And we are thankful for loved ones who are not with us. Some of the people that we loved or don't live here, or that some have died. We're thankful for them too. After dinner, we all clean up. At last, Dad is home. He has great news. The rain has stopped. The wind dried the grass, and the sun is out. We play football. All right. We take a time out to eat some pie, too. Yum. Y'all like pie? How many of you grown-up folks like pie? All right. There will be pie. Oh, we have pie at the end of the service. Somebody brought pie. Okay. But we take time out to eat some pie. I am so thankful. What? Hey, turn around. Turn around. Greg,
Yes.
I want you to go back and get out of my blue bag in the office something that I want to use later during the sermon, okay?
I don't know what it is.
Well, it's in the bag. It's pencils and cards, and y'all can pass them out while the children, as the children leave. What are you thankful for? Can you think of 3 examples? Now, children, while you're telling me, I'm telling the adults, when you get this card and the pencil, you're going to write down just some things you were thankful for that we'll talk about later in the sermon. Greg's going to get them for you. I was busy this morning, and my mind forgot to get them and have you take them together. Now, tell me something, just one thing you're thankful for. Matilda? Family! Wow. Yes, that's a great thing. Elena, what's one thing you're thankful for? thankful that you are loved. Yes, that is a very good thing to be thankful for. Alec, what's one thing you're thankful for? Your house. Yes, that you have a roof over your head. Not everybody does. So how many are thankful for their homes, that they have somewhere to get in out of it, because it's going to start to get cold, and it's wonderful to have somewhere to be cold. And you are thankful that your dad is here with you, right? Yes, holding on to you, making sure that you are safe and sound. So we have good examples. Okay, let's stand up and lead our people in our children's affirmation. Ready? We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Greg, I had pencils too.
I got them.
You got them? Got it. Good. Okay. All right, here we go. Wait. Beating arms, we shelter you. You warm our hearts as you pass through.
Yeah.
May our love guide you as you go, to help you learn and help you grow. All right. We're going to sing a Thanksgiving song. Okay. We're going to sing these verses. This is number 349 in your hymnal, but you don't have to have that. You can, would y'all like to stand or sit as we sing? Sit, man. Majority says sit. This is in our hymnal, and I know you probably know it. Now, it's going to play the organ. So for those of you that have difficulty with the organ, you just have to deal with that now. So you don't like organ music. How many of you like organ music? Oh, good. I do too. So this one has organ music, okay? Just go. We'll listen to one verse first. And we make this in class acapella. Y'all remember this song? We used to sing it a lot. Okay, sing out.
We gather together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation whose bounty we share. Both sorrow and gladness we find out in our living. We sing a hymn of praise to the life that we bear. We gather together to join in the journey, conferring, commending our passage to be a true affirmation in joy and tribulation, when bound to the care and hope that we have
Thank you. We're going to have a responsive reading. This is also for the back of our hymnal, but I have it on the wall so everyone can see. And it's a responsive reading, again, about being thankful. So I'm going to read the plain Jane words, and you're going to read the bold italics, because that's the congregation, okay? For the sun and the dawn which we did not create,
for the moon and the evening which we did not make,
for food which we plant but cannot grow,
for friends and loved ones we cannot earn and cannot buy,
for this gathered company which welcomes us as we are from wherever we have come,
for all our free churches that keep us human and encourage us in our quest for beauty, truth, and love,
for all things which come to us as gifts of being from sources beyond themselves,
gifts of life and love and friendship, we lift up our hearts in thanks this day.
Thank you for sharing that with The name of this painting is The Silence of Fall, and the artist is Leonid Akramov. So I invite you to share in a moment of silence as we prepare for the message this morning. This is the week that many of us, not everyone does, but many of us celebrate Thanksgiving. A tradition that most of us grew up with. A holiday that usually includes a huge meal, often with traditional elements of turkey and dressing and all the fixings. We stuff ourselves. Then we got to take a nap to digest all that food. And some people say the turkey even has something in it that makes us sleepy, right? But, oh, wow. Now, many of us do try to focus during this holiday season on things we're thankful for. Some people take the whole month of November and try to think of one thing a day that they're thankful for. It's just a time to focus sometimes on things that we're thankful for. Many years ago, when I was a lay minister at Pittman Park Methodist Church, I was given the opportunity as a lay minister to preach on the Sunday night before Thanksgiving. They would let the lay ministers preach at night, but at least they let women preach. So it was the Sunday night before Thanksgiving, and I decided to put a little twist on it and call it ThanksLiving. ThanksLiving. I was so proud I thought of that. One of my colleagues at Georgia Southern told me that this ThanksLiving idea was an old concept, and he said it's been done and done and done. Oh. I'll tell some of you that know people from back behind exactly what. Now, since this person had heard lots of sermons, he was probably right, and he's listening now from the great beyond. He's probably thinking, I tried to tell her, but she still doesn't get it. He may be right. Some of you may have heard messages on ThanksLiving before. In fact, I think I did a warmed over version at UUFS. But this is the 2024 version, a year that I think we really need to focus on living our thanks. Living our thanks. Or as the rapper would say, we need an attitude of gratitude. We need to walk our talk and walk love's walk. We need to stop the messing and start the blessing. We need more than Thanksgiving. We need ThanksLiving. I'll say it, amen. Y'all say it again.
Amen.
That's the best I can do with my rapping ability. I've got lots to be thankful for, and I'm pretty good at recognizing that and giving my thanks. I try to say thank you. But do I live my thanks? Do I live it? Do you? In trying to think and rethink about this topic, I again made a list of my blessings. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm glad we have a time for naming joys and concerns here at you. It makes us focus sometimes on our blessings. So I made a list and felt good. And what I want to invite you to do is take that card and that pencil. And just, you're not going to share these with anybody, but just think about it for a minute and make a list of 2 or 3, 4 things that you are especially thankful for this year, 2024. If you don't have a piece of paper, you can use your non-dominant hand, and you can use your finger here and write it on, pretend like it. Sherry, since you're up, can you push that so the fan comes on or a little cooling or something? I'm having a little bit of a
Sure.
hot flash. Maybe just the fan. Thank you. Now, after I made my list, I don't know about you all, I was feeling pretty good. Yeah, I recognize these things that I have, these blessings, just like these children did. What did they do a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I remembered my topic was ThanksLiving. And as I look at each blessing on my list, I ask, am I living this thanks? And I don't think the results, I don't think I did as well as I could have done. I'm not going to be too down on myself, but I think I can do better. So as an example of this process, I'm going to identify just a few of the things that were on my list and my thoughts about these. I've always had, as Matilda said, I've always had family at the top of my list. And I'm still so thankful for my family members. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm struggling with issues related to my family of origin right now. Thus, family matters are not the healthiest thing for me to try to figure out, even for myself, much less as an example to the congregation. So I'm not going to explore more of that today. I'll just ask you all to forgive me for that. It's still there, but I'm going to not share more of that. But I haven't given up. I haven't given up on trying to live my thanks for my family in the best ways I can possibly. Also on my list this year is this community, Statesboro. Did y'all know we're the only Statesboro in the world? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Statesboro, my hometown. It's not perfect, but it's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. Many in Statesboro have worked hard to elect good folks like our own Sherry Barr to leadership. And we just installed a new city council member that many of us are excited about. And we've supported organizations that have helped our community to grow in lovely ways. Many of you support those organizations and work with them. Thank you. I'm amazed by the arts community in Statesboro. It is fantastic. And I hope to become more active in a few years myself with the arts community. I can join that Statesboro. I'm going to take those lessons from, I can do all that. I got that in my mind. There's a lot of talent here. A lot. I'm also appreciative of the opportunities for folks to serve those most in need and the way they are working together to make things better. Our new food bank is amazing. Now they got some more work to do out there, but it's just going to really be quite an amazing place. And there's so many other good organizations that are doing such good work to help folks. Now I know we've got problems, but I'm proud to call Statesboro my home. So I give my thanks for this community. But do I live my thanks? Is there more that I can do? I think there is. And as I gradually transition to working less, I hope to do more to be involved and give more back to this community that has given so much to me. Perhaps I don't have to wait though. There are things I can do now. I commit myself to living my thanks for this community more in the future. And other thing I'm extremely thankful for is Unitarian Universalism, and of course, this fellowship. I discovered UUs in my 40s. I've told y'all this story one time, or 2 times, or 3 times. But I was in my 40s, and back when they first had satellite TV cable stuff, and there was a cable channel that was devoted to religious programming, where different churches could pay to have some religious programming on there. The All Souls Church in Tulsa had a program on there that I happened to catch about Unitarian Universalism. And what they were saying sounded really good to me. So they had an address. I sent off for the materials, hoping at the time that they would be delivered in a plain brown wrapper. I went to the mailbox before my husband did. To get, not Greg. To get them. I thought it was my Baptist deacon husband. Because that would have been probably seen as ungodly material, at least heretical. And when I was at last free to be me, I found my way to UU and to you, this fellowship. I didn't know there was a fellowship in Statesboro when I sent off for those materials. I had no idea, you know. And then they said, hey, do you know there's one right there at the meeting out at the Standard Gardens? I had no idea. But when I was free to be me, I found my way to UU and you. And I am so, so thankful. Of course, I'm thankful for things like the values we share. But I'm also thankful for things that might seem insignificant to some of you. For example, I'm thankful that this fellowship serves coffee with caffeine in it. That Baptist brew just didn't do anything to me. They didn't even tell me it didn't have caffeine. I would drink a cup. And after they quit serving the caffeine, I said, well, I gotta get another one. I go drink another cup. I couldn't get either, you know. So I'm thankful. That may seem insignificant, but I'm kind of thankful for that. And so, so much more. Unitarian Universalism is my salvation and this fellowship. But most of all, I'm thankful for this sanctuary. Not this beautiful building that we have now. No matter which building this fellowship has met in, for coming up next year will be 40 years since 1985 that this fellowship has been meeting. They've always met in a sanctuary, a safe place. I explained this to you in my election reflection about growing up in downtown Statesboro. I asked my mom about the sign that said Statesboro is a bird sanctuary and what that meant. She said something like, that means all kinds of birds can come to Statesboro and they can fly all around as long as they stay in the city limits. No one will shoot them down. After she told me that, I started noticing some of the birds at my house over on Woodrow Avenue in downtown Statesboro. They'd light on our pear tree in the backyard. Some of them were pretty birds, or at least what I perceived to be pretty. And some of them were rather ugly birds, what I perceived to be ugly at that time in my life. Some of them would perch in the branches and make some beautiful music with their bird song. And others would just squawk, squawk, squawk. I knew, though, that whether they were pretty or ugly, singers or squawkers, that as long as they stayed in Statesboro, in the city limits, a bird sanctuary, no one would shoot them down. Now, on Sunday morning, some of our members come into this room feeling spiritually pretty. Others may feel spiritually ugly. Some are singing praises, and others may just squawk. But we all know that while we're in the company of this fellowship, no one will shoot us down. We will be supported. Oh, some may tell us they disagree with us. Yeah, they may disagree with our views, but they will not attempt to destroy our integrity. This is a safe place, a sanctuary, where we can actually be ourselves. A place where we can laugh or cry, lament if we need to, or rejoice, and truly grow in the Spirit. And I give thanks for Unitarian Universalism and this fellowship. I've been a recipient of all the blessings for all these years. And I think in some ways, I do think I've tried to live my thanks. But I've certainly had some shortcomings. I admit that as well. As far as our shared values go, I accept these and I lift them up. Not only to you all, but to other people as well in the community. But I'm glad someone's not following me around with a jet pig rubric and doing some kind of performance assessment. We strongly support acceptance of one another, not judging based on all kinds of categories and backgrounds, right? That's what we say. Yet this year in 2024, I'll be riding my trike on St. Simon's Island. I'm back on those roads I felt safe on. And I found myself every time I passed certain signs in front of people's houses saying, boo, 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 to those yard signs. Well, I'm going to forgive myself for that. If they had come out of the house, I think I would have smiled and waved. I think I would have smiled and waved. I hope so. Still wondering in my heart, what kind of boo are they? Okay, but I hope I would have smiled and waved. I did make a commitment when I was up on that mountain with my colleagues recently. I made a commitment that I was going to honestly try to love the hell out of this world. I want to try. The whole world. All of them. Now, I said I'm thankful for you and this fellowship, so I sure need to live my thanks for this fellowship, too. Not just for the Unitarian Universalism values. Here's what I said when I first preached the sermon many, many years ago. I said, sometimes other members have shared concerns for a family member or a friend and asked us to pray for them or hold them in the light. And I sit there and shake my head, yes, yes, I will. But all too often, I walk out of here and I don't even think of that family member, that person or their family member, until I see them the following week. I'm trying to do better now, though. But I said that, and I'm trying to do better. And not only remember that person, but see if there's any way that I can help them. I'm trying to do that. Follow up on it. I mess up still sometimes. When y'all might have to remind me, did you follow up on that? We talked about some of these things. I did follow up on people we talked about in video ministry daily, but sometimes I need a reminder. I really am trying to follow up. But I think we can all do better with this. That's the thing we probably can all do better with. We have a precious group here. And we do not need to take it for granted. We do not need to take it for granted. We need to give our thanks, and we need to live our thanks. Okay, now look at your paper, look at your card. Think about these. How wonderful are these blessings that you have written about. You have some of the same problems I have, though, that maybe you aren't fully living your thanks. Is there more that you can do to live your thanks? Now, don't worry, folks. I know I have a Southern Baptist background, but I'm not going to have an altar call. But I do believe confession is good for the soul only if it's followed by a commitment and action. So I confess now to you all about some things, and now I must commit. I must commit to doing a better job of living my thanks for my family, for this community, and for Unitarian Universalism and this fellowship, and more, and more. I hope that as you share this Thanksgiving week with family or friends, or your dogs or cats, or the trees in the woods, that you will also attempt to live your thanks and think about ThanksLiving. And we will all be more blessed. Now, I started this song with a rap, but since it's my last Thanksgiving message as your minister, I want to end it as a golden girl myself with these words from their theme song. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. I think I got one more verse I want to sing. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it will always be this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? Thank you for being a friend. And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. I will stand real close and say, thank you for being my friend. May it be so. Amen. We're going to take our offering up now, and I'll remind you again that half of this is going to our Unitarian Service Committee. And Abby, let's see, you can start that on this side, and my thank you. And I invite you, as we pass this, we're going to sing this time. The song that sometimes we play in here. Y'all remember the song that we hear sometimes? Just start singing with these lovely voices. Here we go.
Give thanks for the corn and the wheat that are reaped, for labor well done, and for barns that are heaped, for the sun and the dew and the sweet honeycomb, for the rose and the song and the harvest brought home. Give thanks for the mills and the farms of our land, for craft and the strength in the work of our hands, for the beauty our artists and poets have wrought, for the hope and affection our friendships have brought. Give thanks for the homes that with kindness are blessed, for seasons of plenty and well-deserved rest, for our country extending from sea unto sea, for ways that have made it a land for the free.
Thank you. Thank you so much for these gifts that we will use wisely here in our fellowship, and that the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee will use wisely in other places. Now it's time for our joys and concerns. We do this here by lighting a candle or by putting a rock in, and maybe we just use the rocks today. Unless somebody wants to. Yeah. It's not going to work. It's not. Unless you can get a thing.
How about we just start?
Yeah, just light one candle. Light a candle. Thank you. Thank you, Abby. So I invite you to come forward, and if you will, please, if you will, for those of us who may have a short memory and not have been coming as long as some of the others, share your name and share your joy or concern. Who has something they want to share today? All right.
I'm Al Hackett, and I have some joys and concerns. A joy that yesterday we drove up as part of our family routine now, and brought Walton back from Delano. I get where he's been. When were you last home? August? It's August.
Welcome back, Walton, yes.
And he's here just for this week, and so I think I told somebody we probably missed today, but we will miss next Sunday because our schedules work a little different for getting him back. We will have Thanksgiving together, a real small group this year. So not much of a big family get together. Maybe just the three of us for Cornish game instead of turkey.
Yeah,
All right.
that'll be good too.
A concern if I'm going to take on a responsibility I've agreed to and be given the welcome starting January. I need to maybe get to bed a little better and get up here before say 10:32.
You need practice between now and then.
That's right. That's one of the first ways I'm hitting reset, and I may have some other ways to get reset going into 2025.
We appreciate that you're willing to get up a little earlier, Al. Thank you. Are there others? I see Connie, you want to do Connie, okay, Connie's got a joy.
Joy, I can walk.
A joy, she can walk, she says. That's me too. Okay.
I'm Connie Wrestler. This is self-serving. This joy is self-serving. Well, I had my second injection in my left eye this past week. And they have told me that because of the first injection, which doesn't hurt really, it doesn't hurt, they numb the eye. And they told me that my sight had improved remarkably. I know. And so the next, I go, I think December 18th for my third injection. And so then I assume, you can assume anything, they'll tell me that my eyesight have improved even more. But there's Dr. Robert King in Georgia, is an eye institute. He told me that the right eye is, forget it. He said there's nothing you can do for the right eye.
That's okay.
So,
I'm
one.
I did that with my ears. I'm glad I got my right ear. My left one won't do anything, but my right one's right there to get it.
At least I have one.
Yes. And we are joyful about that. And joyful for that our medical progress has been good for many of us to be able to, yes. Hope it continues.
I'm thankful for Georgia public TV.
Oh, yes.
And I wrote them a check.
Yes, I do, yeah. I get every month, yeah.
I wrote them a nice check. Because if we don't do that, there's not gonna be any.
They're sure not gonna get much support from the government anymore, so we know, yeah. Thank you. Anyway.
And thankful for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Reminding us that we know to be thankful for the things in our lives. Okay, this is for you. But this here is for an event today. 58 years ago, Leon and I went into the City Hall of Wiesbaden, Germany, to get married. According to the German law, you had to get married by the civil thing.
Yes.
And then 2 days later we had to church service. But anyway, that's for 58 years.
That was today.
And since it fell on Thanksgiving, which it was actually Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, wow.
But we would meet, since we've been here, at Highgate, the whole family for Thanksgiving. And had such wonderful memories to be together with and watch the children every year, a little taller, a little more advanced. So
That's wonderful. Yeah.
I have a lot to be thankful for. And thankful for this country. It's been challenging, I have to say, for us as an interracial family. And but it's given. I really want to concentrate and be with the things that are so good here.
Yes, there are many good
And
things.
such good people, and good people at Union.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nancy. Michael, come on
Hi, everybody. My name is Michael. I have a list. First thing is that we had some work done on our house, and it turned into a months-long process, and that has finally finished, and we've been able to move everything back to where it belongs. So so the house is back to its normal thing, and so I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for that. Now we can do that. Now that we've got that taken care of. We had friends over on Friday for dinner and a movie, something that we love to do. Watch a lot of horror films.
It's okay. It's going to be scary now and then.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I have a concern, and one of our friends that came to the house is probably one of my first friends that we made when we moved to Statesboro 12 years ago, is going through a really, really hard time. And as somebody who loves this person a lot, it's scary to see how hard they're struggling and to not know how to be helpful to them. And so it's, they're on our minds a lot, and we hope that things get better for them, and we hope that we can be helpful to them. Anyway, thank you.
My name's June Hackle, and I am also thankful that I have my family under one roof for Thanksgiving. Well, because I won't be here next Sunday. Good Lord willing, creek won't rise. Saturday, I will have a birthday. Yay! And when you're young, okay, when I'm 16, I can vote. When I'm 21, I can drink. When I'm this, I can. Okay, so all I'm going to tell you is that I can take early retirement.
Okay. That's how old you are. Okay.
Y'all know I do insurance.
Okay.
And sometimes you have customers that you see every month, or you see them periodically, but they're more than customers. And I have this one gentleman who is a wonderful human being and was diagnosed with stage 3 throat cancer. And he will have surgery tomorrow in Augusta. So if y'all would just think about Mr. Virgil, I would certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure you would too.
Happy birthday coming up. All right.
Jane, would you want to handle for Laura Milner and Dixie Aubrey, long-time members of this congregation? I saw Dixie yesterday, and she told me that Laura's mother is not expected to live through the week. And so, and also Dixie's daughter-in-law continues to struggle with
Yes, they are.
cancer.
It's Laura and Dixie, if you didn't hear of it. Laura and Dixie, Laura, Aubrey, Dixie, Laura Milner, Dixie, Aubrey, both have family members in very serious health and probably, the end is near. That's a very hard time. Yes, Greg.
You let Kendall that UUFS made Rights Connect with our solar.
Yes. We all know we have these wonderful solar panels now, and now the world knows too. They put out the company that did it put out a press release because they were wanting to let others know. So they, got a quote from me and put out the press release, and then Rights Connect publish their press release. And so now I'm getting a call saying, can I ask you some questions about solar panels and stuff like that? I'm referring them, of course, I don't know anything to know that much, but there are people, there's a hardware store here now that said, oh yeah, we want to do this too. So the more people that see that more have done it, I think it's a catching thing. This is the thing, people see this, read about it, why don't we do this? And so we're not only doing good for ourselves, but we're doing good to spread that word and other people need more sustainable energy. Anything else? Sherry.
Write another candle from Matthew. There's a card going around. If you haven't signed it, please do. You got it, Martha? So we'll put it back by the door. So if you'd like to sign the card for him, he's completed phase 3. So basically, where he is now with the leukemia treatment is that he does 5 days in the hospital with their chemo infusions, and then he gets a couple of days at home to recuperate, and then he does oral for like 10 days. And then he gets a couple of days to recuperate, and then he goes back in the hospital for 5 days again. But it's proceeding. It's going well. It's cool.
Now, is he going back to the hospital, outpatient kind of thing?
No.
He stays in the hospital while he's there.
For the 5 days. He's just back home from the 5 days. He's completed phase 3. So the good news is he's getting treatment, and it seems to be working. And I'm sure with having to restrict contact with everybody else, getting a card with people's names on it, it's got to be kind of spirit lifting. So even if you don't feel like you know them well, just a little note on there would be appreciated.
They're still part of our community, part of our family. So even if you don't know them exactly, send some love their way on that card.
I'd like one more candle for an unspoken health concern for a friend.
I'm sorry, what?
Unspoken health concern for a friend.
Okay, Sherry has a friend with an unspoken health concern. And sometimes people don't want us to announce it, but there are many of us probably have some friends with lots of health concerns. And of course, we lift them up and hold them in our comfort. Candles are all here, but I will tell you all, just being honest with you again, I had a tough weekend. So I was so glad. I told Greg this morning, I said, I hope it's a good day. And so far, it has been. So thank you. Sometimes it's just, that kind of things fall all together, right? You know how that is. It does, rains, it pours sometimes. So I am so glad to be here with you all and feel the love we have in this room. It helps a whole lot. And here's one more joys and concerns that you may have in your heart that remain unexpressed. So now I invite you to sing with me, Spirit of Life. I do have music for that. Rise up and sing.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice, whose holy blows, wings set me free. Spirit of God, come to me, come to me.
You may be seated and join with me as we sing the flame. We extinguish this flame with all light true, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So we're going to have some announcements, and the first announcement that I want to make is I normally would stay and circle with you and have a discussion. But I'm going to choose not to do that today with my children just spending a little bit more time before they head up to North Carolina. And you're welcome to do that yourselves if people want to, or not. But but I'm going to get some more hug time before sending them on their way. That's okay. Other announcements? No one has any announcements?
Mark the date of December 21, we talked about that already.
Oh, yes, so it's December, yes, December's coming up, and we are going, Greg really wanted to do this. He said, let's have another winter solstice thing. So we're gonna do it. We're starting to try to get the paths cleared. Oh, the path was all, you can imagine after the storm, we couldn't even get back there. So we're clearing the paths and making our way and putting some wood back there that we can have that nice bonfire. And I will see if I can get the Whittles to get involved and make their goat or whatever that thing is.
Yule
Yule log, but it's kind of the shape of a goat, isn't it not? No? Okay. We can put a little kid on to go around and around. It'll be a lot of fun. And it's a potluck, and everybody's invited. You bring a dish, and you can bring your family, invite your friends. If this is an open, it's not just a you thing. Anybody can come, because I've always done it that way. We've always had room, so just invite people, okay? We can get the thing, just pass it on to other people. It's open. A lot of people out of town, but people that are in town, invite your friends. Tell them to come, but tell them to bring something to add to the potluck. It's just a bag of potato chips or something, or 2-liter bottle of soda. So, and we will have a good time together and celebrate the solstice, the winter solstice. We'll have a calling of directions and get a little pagany and stuff like that, and then raise the cone of power as we let that thing go around, and then put that Yule log in. Then we also pardon? We'll take the child off. Yes, we can do that. We have to remember that. I'm getting forgetful. Y'all remind me to take the child off. And then we can, those that want to can also walk the labyrinth. We still have that beautiful stone rock labyrinth out there. So please come enjoy that on the 21st. We'll come at 5. I think I said 5:30. We try to get there before dark so we can get in the park and stuff and get in the house before dark. Now, getting back out, you have to use your phone flashlight or whatever. We'll try to have enough lights everywhere that you can see as well. So thank you. We'll have a good time. Anything else? All right. Let's stand together and sing. Oops, go down piece. Let me put it back. Da 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 da. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere. Everywhere you may go. And y'all forgive my being off, not off tune today, but that's the way it is.
Good job. Good job.
All right.
Thank you.
Here, I'll collect those.
Thank you.